Is that opportunity a blessing or is it a snare? I just wonder, like, are you going to fall for it? Is that new guy who looks like everything you want, but you can tell in your spirit something is off? Are you going to take the bait? Are you going to just do it for the plot, like they say? Are you going to allow this person to take you off your course because they look like what you think you should be with? Or are you going to trust what the Lord says you should have and what the Lord actually sends you instead of the counterfeit that the enemy sends?
Level up loading. Level up loading. Up. Level up loading.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Level Up Loading, Fight Feelings Face Facts with yours truly, Shay.
Hey!
Have you guys ever been presented with an opportunity that looks amazing, sounds amazing, has the perks, seems almost too good to be true? Have you ever had that situation come upon you and you're like, and then you take it and it's the worst decision that you've ever made? It ruined your life. It happens to the best of us, okay? I was reading, I actually had supposed to made this episode a while back. I don't know how the notes I had got lost in my random ADHD list, but I found it, so I wanted to talk about it today. Jezebel, and Naboth. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, he basically had this vineyard that Jezebel's passive husband, Ahab, who was the king, he wanted it. He wanted the vineyard, and Naboth was already instructed by the Lord that, no, that's your property, that's your inheritance or whatever. That's your inheritance. Tell him no. So what did Naboth do? He told Ahab no. Now imagine telling the king no to something. And this just goes to show you really how passive Ahab really was, because if you're the king, you technically could regulate and say, nah, I want this, it's mine. But what did he do? No, he went home, passively threw a tantrum, pouted, and his very aggressive, evil wife was like, what's wrong with you? What's bothering you? And he told her, and she's like, oh my God, this gotta do everything. One of those wives who loves to emasculate her husband, but he also loves to be emasculated because he continues to allow it and thrive on her running the show. Yeah, we all know at least one couple like that at some point. And so basically she set up an opportunity to trick Naboth, give him honor. So imagine you get a call, it's like, oh my God, I'm getting honored by the queen and the king. Like, even after I just told them no, they still honored me, like still wanna show me love. And so basically she arranged for him to sit in a place of honor, that opportunity, that good things. Put him in a place of honor and set him up, and eventually just got him stoned and killed so that her husband could go and get what he wanted, which was the vineyard. Y'all, that was a very super paraphrase, super quick expedited version. So please go to 1 Kings chapter 21. Go there, read it yourselves. I'm going to always encourage you to get in that book for yourself, because you might get some revelation or some insight that I might have skipped over because I was paraphrasing. Don't discount it. But I use that example. It's like, will you take the bait? Will you take the bait? Will that opportunity, will that honor, will that seat at the in crowds table, will that social climbing, social elite dinner party, will that be the thing that helps to ensnare you? There's so many people out here looking for clout, looking for, networking opportunities, looking for things to come up in the world by meeting the right people. But they are putting themselves sometimes in situations and around people who are there to actually do harm. How many people who we've seen take these opportunities? You meet a man online and you meet him and he's so wealthy and he's whining and dining you, and you're like, this is a great opportunity, this is amazing. He's taking you to the best places. You're on a private jet, you're on a yacht, you're in the best presidential suites, all of the things. But then time goes on and now he's asking you, oh, my money's tied up, can
got 20,000 I can get.
But you're like, well, I know he's good for it. Yeah, he's good for it. He's put me in a lot of rooms and he's giving me opportunities that I never would have had. He has access to private jets, yachts, and all these things. I know he's good for it. I like him. He likes me. He's invested so much into me. Sure, I'll give you 20,000. Fast forward 6 months. I got a sure thing, babe, a sure thing. Meanwhile, this opportunity, this thing that you thought was great is slowly draining you, slowly taking your life savings. And I hate to use an example, but romance scheming is such a big thing. People who haven't even met sometimes get tricked like that. So, imagine the people who actually do meet each other. So this is what my notes say. I'm going to read those real quick and then I'm going to elaborate more. It says, will you take the bait? Every seat of honor is not from God, and they may come with harm or delay attached. In Naboth's case, the fake flattery was a setup to let his guard down and to set him up for his ultimate demise. Jezebel's selfish ambition and greed led her to kill a man for his own rightful property. Also, let this be a note that sometimes there are other people in on the scheme, just like a romance scheme where they have other people who are helping them to pull off the heist. If you've never seen movies like that, if you've never seen actual real life, like primetime television stories where this person is portraying himself as one thing and he has other people to make him seem like he's a legitimate, person, a legitimate, trustworthy guy, very charismatic, very good with people. Sometimes other people are in on the scheme. The elders that Jezebel basically used to falsely accuse Naboth of blaspheming the king and also the Lord, which, her Lord was not Yahweh, so that's saying something in and of itself about the type of woman she was. But she hired these people or coerced these people into her scheme, and they helped to get a man murked, basically. And that makes me think about a story I heard. And if I can find a clip, I will post it. If not, take my word for it or look it up. But there was a heist, or whatever you want to call it, where the FBI, this was like back in the 90s, I think 80s or 90s, the FBI did a mass, like they were trying to get a whole bunch of old warrant felon stuff in. So they sent out free Super Bowl tickets. Now these are people, not just men, but mostly men is what I saw. People who were on the run, people who were dodging the cops, dodging their warrants, couldn't be found. And they fell for the okie doke. They fell for the heist. So they go collect their Super Bowl tickets. They get there and they're swiftly carted off to jail to face the consequences for whatever the actions that they had did or whatever they were accused of, because they are innocent until proven guilty. But that's an opportunity. That's a snare. It's an opportunity. You think, oh my God, I get to be here at the Super Bowl on the biggest days for sports lovers. I could be not only watching it at home but in the building. How many people do you think did all of that, probably made arrangements, probably caught flights, who knows, to go to jail?
Police and U.S. Marshals have netted 100 fugitives. It made the promise of free Redskins tickets.
Everybody there was a cop.
It's all for you.
All for you. Freedom!
Keep your ear to the ground.
Talking about freedom!
It's the best show in town.
Let's show me that freedom! Well. Freedom!
I give you freedom. Yes, it's right.
Freedom!
Start right now.
Freedom!
Get your freedom tonight.
Freedom!
If you don't want to get me, you could have came to my house, man.
Like, will you take the bait? Do you have enough discernment to know when something is going to slow you down or delay you? I personally have had experience like that somewhat recently, and it was a position that was paid. The shmoney was shmoneying, okay? The shmoney was shmoneying. I'm like, oh Lord, this temptation. But I knew there was something in my spirit that was grieved and disturbed about it. And it's not that, you know, self-sabotage or that you fear success. And I do know that if I had taken that position, that the Lord still would be good and he still would find a way of escape for me. But I was looking into why the position was open and looking into the company itself, and I was like, all money ain't good money. You know, if I'm going to be miserable, if I'm going to be harassed, if I'm going to have no work-life balance, if I'm going to have terrible benefits as a person who needs her medical benefits, you know, for my own life sustaining medications and things like that, like, well, that sounds wrong, y'all. I don't got the package, okay? I just have blood clots. but you know, there are certain things that outweigh a good opportunity or outweigh better money. Am I going to trade a peaceful life, a not too stressful work balance, nice position for 10 extra thousand? But I'm freaking out. My premiums for my insurance going up. I'm not getting any of the bonuses and the other things that are outside of my salary. Like, you have to count the cost. The Bible tells us to count the cost. And so I just wonder, like, are you going to fall for it? Is that new guy who looks like everything you want, but you can tell in your spirit something is off? Are you going to take the bait? Are you going to just do it for the plot, like they say? Are you going to allow this person to take you off your course because they look like what you think you should be with? Or are you going to trust what the Lord says you should have and what the Lord actually sends you instead of the counterfeit that the enemy sends? Are you going to accept that friendship when you feel in your spirit it's not equally yoked, when you feel in your spirit that it's going to be a draining, distracting situation? Are you that pressed for friendship that the opportunity of someone extending even an olive branch of friendship to you, you are going to jump on the first thirst drop of friendship that you can get? I'm just saying, something to think about. Do you guys remember that show Bait Car? Like this, if you've never seen it, it's a show here, an old show that we used to have here in America, where they would set up a car and like put it in high crime areas that were really big on carjacking or vehicle theft, grand theft auto or whatever, and they would set up a car, leave the doors open, or, you know, keep it running, things like that. And they basically would just set up entrapment scenarios and people would steal the car because that's the opportunity. Like, they would be walking down the street minding their business, not doing anything, no mischief on their mind, but they see this opportunity to have a car for today and get in the car. And when you get in the car locks, the engine is disabled, and the police begin to surround the vehicle and to take you to jail. So it's technically entrapment in a sense, it seems like it, but you could have just kept on walking. But instead, you couldn't pass that opportunity, which was really a snare. And so now you're in jail. And now a lot of people, you're already in a poverty-stricken neighborhood. You're already criminally minded. So that means you're in survival mode. You don't have abundance at your feet. So that more than likely means you don't have access to getting a bond very quickly. And if you do, how many meals is your grandma and aunties and cousins going to have to miss in order to be able to pay for you to get out, setting you and your family members way back? A snare, a trap. It's just something to think about, y'all. It's so easy to get caught up in thinking that something that looks good, or something that I've just been quoting all day, having to just think that something that looks good or something that has a good connotation or seems like it's a upgrade. It might not be. There was a time in my life where I thought I had upgraded from something, and I did not. I did not. And that was the most humbling thing ever, because it's like you thought you were going to go out and get better, and you winded up getting the bait and switch. You hate to see it. So what are you going to do today? What are ways that you are going to fortify yourself, fortify your faith, get your discernment where it needs to be? Are you praying for discernment? Do you even know what it looks like to hear from the Holy Spirit? Do you even know what it looks like to actually make wise decisions? Or have you always been making decisions based off of what the world says you should do, what the world thinks is best, what the world says looks right? Because it's a lot of things that the world says looks right that it's not right. There's a Bible verse in Proverbs that says, there is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. How many people married complete and utter narcissists, whether they're men or women? People who God did not ordain, God did not give you any confirmations about. They just looked like what you wanted them to look like. They smelled like what you wanted them to smell like. And they were photogenic for your Instagram reels. And now you're stuck with an insane maniac who's draining your energy, making you feel like you're insane and gaslighting you and making you look like the bad guy. How many people have taken these opportunities to be with these people and they were not the right one? How many people have taken lottery money? You know, like, how many people have been depressed, sad, lonely, with millions in their bank account from winning the lottery suddenly? You know, it's just really sad to think about how an opportunity can really just take you down a totally different path. I saw something recently about the Love Island show and how there has been at least 3 people who have taken themselves out since being on that show. This opportunity, this exposure, this, you know, push into celebrity is an opportunity. But if you're not mentally strong enough to handle the scrutiny, the opinions, the invasion of privacy, the extreme, you know, emotions that come with being a star, being a celebrity, but not even having the training and the media training and all this stuff. Like, you're a celebrity light, like the light version, celebrity-esque, but you don't have any of the benefits of a team to do how to handle things, or access to money so you can get great therapists and great publicists to keep you good, and security guards to keep the crowds away. You don't have access to that, but you're known. So you're out having dinner with friends and your family and people are taking pictures of you. You're out getting drunk with your friends and people are putting it on the tabloids the next day, because now you have to live with that opportunity that looks great, looks like an accolade, but really ruined your life, ruined your privacy, ruined the quality of your world. So I just leave this episode off in that same question that I started. Will you take the bait? Let me know. And on that note, guys, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Love you. Bye.